So what is today's financial status, and how do we provide an exit to our current investors? Okay. In very simple words, today we are bankrupt, and we have been bankrupt for the last 1 year, and we have been surviving basically on things which Shivali was able to pull along, and pension funds of my mother-in-law. But we are looking to look positive, and registrations are beginning to trickle in, and based on the plan which we have come up with, we are very positive that in this quarter itself we'll start to break even and become positive. The way we want to look forward is first want to clear the debt. Typically it might be first in first out, because I know that a lot of the initial investors were my own friends and family who did not fully even understand the model or the equity system or what exactly equity investment is. They just put in the money because we asked for it, and out of on a friendly terms. I know a lot of them are working, a lot of them are in between jobs, so on a first in first out priority basis, I think that's one segment which we'll try to start paying off quickly. The investors or the professional investors, I expect you to hold on a little longer, because we are coming up with ways to buy back your shares, because it's much simpler, because the whole question of this exit and bringing another investor, it's a lot of headache, a lot of paperwork, and we don't have the time for that. And and I know that the whole question of valuations and all will beat us down, because it's not the best of time to be raising funds. So we will give you a reasonable, every quarter after the board meeting we'll come up with a reasonable valuation, and whoever wants to exit, feel free to exit. We'll be buying back the shares, and eventually we want to narrow down the entire, we want to club, because right now we have about 25 to 30 different individual investors, which is very difficult to manage, and too many questions we have to answer, and that way we want to start slowly clubbing it into just one or two key funds, which all of you probably know. One is Karthik, is Bloom Ventures, which has been working very closely, and he's been one of our advisors. And second is Sasha, who has Sky Capital, who has been one of our godfathers, who was the first person who picked us up and brought us into Mumbai Angels. So that way, so that we can focus our attention on the key growth factors coming forward, and even in future they have the potential to kind of raise additional rounds or bring in additional investors, which makes it more logical for us in future states. Similarly, in debt also, we know that a lot of potential is there. Both government funds are there, international funds are there, but we want to be very careful that the fund coming in should not start dragging our attention into meaningless reviews and taking people out on trips and things like that, because we want to make sure that people who understand us, they know the risks very well and have the safety factor built in, are the only ones who we are going to get into the game. Otherwise, the core focus of the company is we have to grow based on the revenue coming out of registrations. If somebody is not paying for the service, that means we are not worth it. We are not worthy of it. We need to get back to the drawing board, make the system solid, and make the service so that people do pay, because the amount is so small. And if he's not paying even at 50 rupees, that means there is no point trying to convince an investor why there is value in this. So that is basically what the future model is going to be. So it is going to be exciting. So for whoever wants to stay along, stay along. But I do understand it's been almost 4 to 5 years, and a lot of them are getting impatient. And I just want to make it very clear that yes, we understand, and we are trying our best to make sure that we get the funds as quickly as possible.